Hey guys, I wanted to pressure wash my pool deck and my patio out back, and I thought I'd do a little review on the difference between conventional pressure washing nozzles and a turbo nozzle. And I got a Ryobi pressure washer. It's about, I think it's 3,200 psi. Nice little machine. It works fine for what I'd use it for. But I'm gonna get set up here, and I'm gonna pressure wash it first with a conventional nozzle, and then I'll go over it with a turbo nozzle, and you can see the difference. It's quite remarkable. Be pretty neat. Alright, you can see it does a pretty good job. Gets a lot of the dirt off of it. I was going over it a couple times, not too fast, with I think it's about a 30-degree nozzle on the end of that conventional. Now I'm going to put this on there, which is turbo nozzle. It runs, I think these things cost about $40, $45. Let's put this on there and see what it does over top of that now. Alright, check out that difference. That is amazing. Those things are well worth the money to put into it. Makes the job go way faster. Does a 100% better job on it. There you can see where I rinsed it off right there. Got the dirt off of it where I'd went over it with the conventional nozzle compared to this over here where I hit it with the turbo nozzle. Night and day difference. Alright, well, when you're doing pressure washing, you come across some issues that you can't get cleaned up. Here's one that's rust stain from where a bench was sitting. Right here like this. See that spot right there? And I went over that with the turbo nozzle and it don't take it off. Yep. Here's the cure for it. Get rid of that problem. Get you a bucket, some muriatic acid, about 50-50 with water. Just take and pour you a little bit on that spot. Just like that. Here's another little spot right there. I've already been over it and it didn't come up with the nozzle. Here's another one. Something been setting. That's 50-50 muriatic acid and water. Alright, I'm going to take pressure washer. Ain't got to sit there but just a minute. I'm going to hit that with the pressure washer and we'll go back over it. There you go. All cleaned up. Gone. That's how you get rust stains off of paver bricks. I don't know how good you can see this, but here's pressure washed and there's not pressure washed. Quite a big difference there. Just want to take a break for a minute, get something to eat, and come back and go at it some more. Yeah, it's coming right along. Next part of the video I'll put the sealer on here and show you that. Well, there's all the pressure washing done. All nice and clean again. Now we're going to re-sand it after it dries out, and then we'll put sealer on it. And that should last me another 3 or 4 years maybe. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, next step we're going to do is put some sand on top of this deck. You know, we got it pressure washed and clean. I'm going to spread this out and just let it dry. It'll go down into the cracks between the pavers. This is all the sand I got, so I'm going to make it do with what I got here. As soon as this dries out, it'll go right down in there and drop in between the pavers. Alright, make sure we get all everything spread out good. As soon as this sand dries out, we'll finish sweeping it, and then we'll put a coat of sealer on this for you. Be right back. Got one word of caution for you if you're ever doing this, is if you pressure wash your pavers and you have oak trees around or any other kind of tree that has small leaves like this, you have to make sure you get that sand down after your pressure wash. Don't let it set overnight. I don't have oak trees around here, but my neighbor does, and a few of them do blow over here. These will fill up the grooves between your pavers, and you'll be out here for hours picking these out of your pavers before you seal it. So if you pressure wash them, get the sand down on them quick. Same day. Don't let it sit overnight. You'll come out the next day and you won't be happy. Promise you. I've had it happen. Alright, I'm back. There's a couple things. Sorry about the wind if it's getting too loud on there for you, but doing the installation on these things, what I would normally do as my profession would, at this point, once I spread the sand out, I would take my plate compactor. If the sand is dry, if I wanted to seal it the same day, I would take a piece of old Berber carpet, turn it upside down, attach it to the bottom of my plate compactor, and then vibrate this entire area to really set that sand. Or, if you're not worried about putting the sealer on right away, you can wash it in with a water hose. If you use a plate compactor, it has to be completely dry, powder dry, to work it down in those grooves, or wash it in with a hose. Obviously you'll have to wait a day before you can seal it if you wash it in. On this one, don't have my plate compactor with me. I'm not going to the yard to get it. And I don't have enough sand to do this whole thing anyway, so I'm doing this just as a area, just to show you how I do it. Professionally, as my job, is what I do for a living. Part of it, anyway, amongst other things, which you've seen. So right now, at this point, once I got the sand down, broomed it around, got it down in the grooves as best I could without my vibratory compactor, take my blower, I'm gonna blow off the excess of it, and then we'll be ready for the sealer. Alright, there it is. We're ready for sealer. Let me go get that and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. Here's the sealer that I use. Seal and Lock Natural Luster. Gives it what it says semi-wet look. I don't like the real glossy look on pavers. And I use a water-based sealer. I do not like the xylene or petroleum-based sealers. They're too finicky when it comes to the moisture down here. You put it on, it takes it longer to dry. And if there's any moisture whatsoever in these pavers, it will draw it out and turn the surface of these pavers a milky white color. And even I've seen it happen even with a heavy dew overnight, it'll cause it. So I do not like using that stuff. You even have to be careful with this if you don't want it to come raining on you an hour or two after you put it down, because then same thing, it will happen to this also. But this one's easier to repair. You just have to go over it again and it will take that out. It'll cut it and mix it up. So this is what I'm going to put down, and use a 1/2-inch nap roller on my pole and just start dumping in there and drip off a little bit. Work our way across this thing. Alright, let's get started. Obviously you want to start over in the far corner. Drip off a little bit. Give it a nice, good, thick coat. Try not to leave any of the heavy streaks in it. You want to try to fan those out a little bit if you can. You really can't put too much on it, it'll soak it up. You don't want to leave puddles on it. Be able to do about 1,200 square feet with this sealer for a 5-gallon bucket with 2 coats. like that. Don't matter how much goes down between the pavers. Won't hurt it a bit. Just don't leave any puddles on top of it. Yeah, you get the idea. Let me get this done and I'll show you what it looks like when I get all finished with this area. This ain't all of it for sure, but this one area. You can definitely see the difference of what it's going to turn out like. The color's not going to change much, or the deepness of the color, the glossiness. It's going to be just about like that compared to what we have here. And these did have a sealer on them 5 years, 6 years ago. It was the last time I did these, so definitely needed it. But that's the way it's going to look. It's going to be a lot prettier. Brings the colors out in those pavers and keeps them protected. Alright guys, I got my second coat on the right side there of that stake, and it's dried up now. Just one coat on the left, and just as a comparison, not a whole lot of difference, but there is a slight shinier, glossier look to the part on the right side. So I'm going to call this thing over and go ahead and get my second coat on this side, and then we'll call it quits for today. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great weekend here coming up. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, guys. Talk to you later.